Hey, what's up, everyone? Just got back from Miami where we had the Clarity Coaching Mastermind. We had clients flying from all around the world, as far as Sydney, Australia, and Denmark, to join us for 3 packed days of masterminding, insight sharing, experience sharing, laughs, just good times. But ultimately, everyone's spending time building their consulting businesses. So these are 6 and multi 7-figure consulting business owners coming together to share what's working right now, helping each other see around the corners, prepare for the future, and take their consulting businesses to the next level. So what I thought I would do today is just share with you a few of the topics, a few of the kind of discussion points that came up during these 3 days. And of course, there's so much, can't go into all of it. Some of it is definitely confidential. So I'm going to share what I can with you, because I think that much of this will apply or will likely be helpful for you in your consulting business. And I want to give you a bit of a taste and share some of the wisdom that came from that room. So the first thing that came up is that usually what's holding you back from growth is you, right? All the things that are holding you back can be overcome, right? When your eyes are opened, when you can expand your thinking, when you are open to finding creative solutions. There's a saying that every problem, or if you describe, like a sentence and you discuss what the challenge or the problem is, if you just replace the word problem with the word opportunity, all of a sudden you start to see different opportunities, right? You see it in a different light. You see it from a different angle, different perspective. And the main thing that so many people shared in the room is that because we had people talking about what their biggest challenges are right now, their biggest fears, what's really holding them back, what limiting beliefs do they have, what might be kind of getting in their way, and people were so open. I mean, one of the rules that we have inside of the mastermind is that everything is confidential, right? What is discussed in that room in terms of specifics cannot be shared outside of the room. But I can tell you one thing, that there were some tears shed before 11 a.m. And one person remarked that, if you have tears being shed in a positive way, where it's meaningful early in the morning, that usually is a good sign of how impactful that experience is for people. And so, all kinds of expressions or experiences that people had, but ultimately people opening up and just, talking about what's really going on. So much of the game of business is not just about what it's about how you think about things, right? Every entrepreneur gets knocked down or gets punched in the gut. Not in reality, but that is the feeling, right? That we all kind of go through the roller coasters, the ups and downs. But what separates those who struggle from those who succeed is that your ability to get back up, your ability to look at a problem, to look at a challenge and at an obstacle, and see an opportunity, see a new way to overcome that. And so, we got into some very specific examples of that during the mastermind event. But that's one concept that I think is so critical, that whatever is in your way right now, you can 100% overcome it, right? If you surround yourself with the right people and the right kind of, new ideas and insights, so that you can expand and shift your thinking. Because what you're seeing right now, in terms of what is the possibility, somebody else will look at that and they'll be able to see a much different potential or opportunity for you to make the change that you want. So that was number one. Number two is we did an exercise looking at client value. And one of the takeaways from that is that not all clients are created equal. And so as early on in your consulting business, I should say, it's not as important, right? Early on, your focus should just be on validating that there's a problem that you are an expert at solving, that there's demand for that you can monetize it, right? Essentially, people are willing to make an investment to solve that problem or to make an improvement. And you want to do that a few times. That should be your sole focus. But as you start to establish your business, and when your focus becomes, how do I grow this? How do I scale this in a sustainable way, in a way that supports my lifestyle and the business model I want to have and the level of income I want to create? With the focus on growth, it becomes more important to focus on the real, true, ideal client, and recognizing that not all clients are created equal. And I've done this kind of an exercise, even with some private clients that I've worked with who, I remember one specifically was generating about $800,000 a year, a partnership, and they really wanted to grow to the next level. And, we very clearly, as we kind of did an inventory and a bit of analysis on who their best clients were, they started to see that, wow, like we're spending a lot of time focusing on clients that are not contributing very much to our bottom line. And so we have a lot more clients that are not as profitable and a lot fewer that are significantly profitable. Let's start shifting all of our focus to those that are more profitable. But profit is just one dimension. So, at the mastermind, we talked about 4 different dimensions that you can use to identify client value. So one is obviously profit, looking at the profitability of engagements. The second is impact, meaning, which clients can you have the greatest impact on? Can you deliver the greatest results for? The third is ease, meaning how easy is that client to work with? There's no point in my mind, and this was consensus from everybody in the room, building a business that you don't enjoy, right? Or working with clients that you don't enjoy. So the name of the game, right? The focus should be to identify which clients do you truly enjoy working with. And therefore ease, right, is a dimension to consider. And then time, right? Which clients can you create massive results for, but don't necessarily require a significant amount of your time? Really what we're talking about here is leverage, right? When you can deliver an amazing result for a client, let's call it client A, and you can do that in 10 hours, and then you can deliver a similar kind of result or maybe even a lower level result for somebody and it takes 25 hours, right? That's worth evaluating and asking yourself, well, why is it that I can deliver a result for client A in less than half the time? That's obviously going to typically mean that client's going to be much more profitable for you. And there's probably a better fit there. So those are just 4 dimensions that you can consider when we went into a lot more around this inside of the mastermind. I will just make one quick mention that if you're interested in joining us at an upcoming mastermind, our next one is going to be in October in Arizona. And you can reach out to us at Consulting Success. You can get in touch. Typically, the masterminds are only available to people inside of our Clarity coaching program. But if you reach out, feel free to inquire, and we'll send you some more information about that. So let's go on to the next. We also have guest experts, and sometimes they're clients, sometimes they're alumni, sometimes they're people that we just bring in from the industry. We brought in one year someone who had sold their business for hundreds of millions of dollars. And they joined us in LA when we did the mastermind there. We do these masterminds in different places around the world. But here we had a client actually named Steven, who is a real expert in storytelling and connecting storytelling to sales. And he shared his 7 reasons of why people buy. And he has a much better name for it. We'll probably put a bit more of a spotlight on Steven and what he's doing, maybe in an upcoming podcast episode or on the YouTube channel or even on our blog where we have contributors and experts share. So if you haven't checked out the blog in a while at Consulting Success, I encourage you to do that, because not only are we sharing data and articles and best practices, but we have guests and experts and clients and alumni and friends who are really good at what they do, also providing articles and content for the blog. But Stephen again shared 7 reasons why people buy and the power of creating stories to speak to each of those 7 reasons. So if you can understand what those 7 are, I'm not going to go into all of them in detail here, but just think about, or recognize, I should say, that there's a certain number of categories, right? 7 categories essentially that Stephen has defined that you can put the reasons of why somebody buys. And when you understand those 7, you can then prepare stories of your experience, clients you've worked with, situations that speak to each of those 7 reasons. Then you can embed those into your presentations, your marketing materials, your content, your sales conversations. And what it really allows you to do is to prepare and almost deal with objections before they even come up. So really powerful stuff. And yeah, people absolutely loved that session. So we'll be doing more, I'm sure, to share Stephen's gift and his information with all of you soon. But I wanted to bring that up. What else do we have here? So here's another one. Yeah, we talked about, this was a session that we did on day 3 of the mastermind. And what we talked about was that businesses that have the ability to scale, right? So meaning that they're engineered, they're set up with kind of scalability in mind, are generally worth 2 to 3 times more compared to businesses that aren't scalable. And You might be thinking, well, I'm not even interested in like selling my business. That doesn't matter. Yeah, I understand, but why not build a business that you have the ability to sell, if you decided to in the future? But the other reason is that when you build a business that can scale, and scale doesn't have to mean that you need a ton of people. It really, in my mind, the way I kind of define scale is that it has the ability to grow without necessarily requiring more and more inputs all the time. And so, having better systems, better processes, the ability to train people, the ability to, to productize, things of that nature generally are what scaling is all about. And so the business can grow kind of exponentially if you want it to. But yeah, so much more value. So we went through an exercise with people looking at what are the things that hold people back from being able to scale their business. And there were some really, amazing discussions. We were in a hotel in the Brickell area of Miami. The room that we were in was the top floor of the hotel and overlooking the Miami skyline, looking out over the ocean. There was an amazing kind of pool deck and seating area and bar area there. And so people are doing sessions, either going for walks or sitting up overlooking the Miami skyline, sitting by the pool. It was just such a great place for inspiration and motivation. So the feedback we got from the event was fantastic. But imagine people are, in these groups talking about how to scale their businesses and sharing their own experiences. And so to offer you some ideas on scaling, there's three things that generally create bottlenecks when it comes to scaling your business. The first is, too many manual processes. So look at where are you doing things manually right now. The second is lack of system. So where do you not have a system that if you had a system would allow you to be more efficient, to reduce waste, to create better results for your clients, right? And be more effective. And the third, and this is a big one, is reliance on the founder's time, right? So if you are the bottleneck inside of your business, if your business cannot run without you, then it's not going to be very valuable to a potential acquirer. Now, even if you don't think or are not interested in selling your business, the benefit of shifting or removing the reliance on you as the founder means that your business can run without you. Well, wouldn't it be nice to take a holiday and know that your business is running? Wouldn't it be nice to say, hey, I'm going to go away for a month, and not only do you still have income coming in, but you don't have to worry about things blowing up, right? What if somebody gets sick? Whether you get sick, a family member, a child, just something, life happens, right? Different things happen. But wouldn't it be nice where you don't have to necessarily be inside of the business every single day in order for it to function and operate? And so that's what shifting the reliance of the founder's time is all about. Again, I won't get into all the details of this. We'll maybe do further sessions. I'd love to hear from you. So if you are on YouTube right now, go ahead and in the comments, let me know, which of these topics you'd like me to go deeper into, which resonates with you. And then I will do that in a future video. And if you are listening on Spotify or iTunes or wherever it might be, I'd love, obviously, if you can share, subscribe, leave a rating and review. And in that rating and review, because I try to read all of them, let me know what resonate with you inside this episode, and I'll take that as a note to go then deeper into an upcoming episode, or maybe even an article or a podcast, and we'll bring in a guest to go deeper into that topic. So let me know, guys, and everyone, what you find most interesting and what you'd like to learn more about, and we'll go deeper into that. So that was the third one, right? Is reliance on the founder's time. Again, if you are interested in joining us for our upcoming mastermind, this is again generally for people who are inside of the Clarity coaching program. You can find out more about that by going to consultingsuccess.com and click on the coaching link in the top navigation, kind of top of the website or the menu there. And you are welcome to apply for that program. We'll generally just jump on a call with you, find out more about you and your business, make sure that it's a good fit, make sure that we feel confident that the program is going to be the right thing for you. We only work with a small number of clients and accept new clients if we are really confident that we can help them to scale, to grow, to take their consulting business to the next level. Again, the mastermind events are for consultants who are already generating 6 or multi-7 figures and want to continue building in a sustainable way, in a way that creates the freedom, the lifestyle, the impact, the income that they want to have. And we have our next one coming up at the beginning of October. It'll be in Arizona. You can always shoot us an email at info@consultingsuccess.com if you want more information about that or anything else that we have going on. Really appreciate if you leave a comment below and let me know what of these topics resonates, anything you'd like to learn more about, there's so much more that went on inside of these 3 days, but I wanted to at least share a few of these with you, give you a little kind of peek into what happened behind those doors, and hope to see you at an upcoming event.